It's possible even if you do have responsibility. I met plenty of 30, 40, 50-year-old men and women in the program that they still had mortgages, car payments, and all sorts of other things they had to do. All of them were able to set money aside for a few months while they went through the program.
Right 10.
Right 10.
East to 5.
East to 5. Carter's right 5.
Midship.
Midship. Carter's midship. Today's day 22. We're pulling into Tacoma within the next 2 hours. So right after this video, I'm gonna catch a nap because I know I'm gonna end up leaving. We're coming into Tacoma in like 2 hours, and I'm probably gonna get called out to work at like 2 a.m. So I'll get off work at 8, get called back out at 2. I'm taking advice from my lady and trying to get more sleep. But it's sort of hard because as I've said, if I take naps during the day, too late in the day, then it's hard for me to sleep later. But I'm gonna try and get more sleep. I'm gonna try to get more sleep. Today's topic, it's something I've discussed here and there before with you all, but I'm bringing it up again because of a conversation I was having with another AB. This other AB, he's an older man. He has a 20-year-old son, okay? And he asked me, his son wants to become a sailor, but the dad, the AB here, asked me what I thought his son should do. Should his son join the union and start off sailing right away because that's what his son wants to do? Or should he convince his son to go through the apprenticeship program? And prior to this question, you know, the conversation I was having with this father, the son still lives at home with him. The father's very supportive. You know, he's told all his kids if they want to go to college, then he's going to pay for it. They could do whatever they want. He'll pay for it, blah, blah, blah. You know, that kind of thing. And the son had told his dad he doesn't want to go to college. He wants to become a sailor. So from the previous conversation before the question of what should his son do, I kind of got the grasp or the idea that, you know, his dad is very supportive. His son's still living at home. So the son doesn't have very many responsibilities. You know, maybe from what I got, the father had said he had bought his kids their cars as well. So I'm assuming his 20-year-old son doesn't have a car payment, but he lives at home, so he doesn't really have any responsibilities. Now, I'm not saying that to go into the apprenticeship program that you don't need any responsibilities, because I was mandatory paid SR22 insurance because of a reckless driving crash I was in. So I had to pay insurance even when I wasn't driving the car. If I didn't own a car, I still had to pay insurance. I had a new car that I was still paying for, my cell phone bill that I had to pay for on my own. You know, I had about $1,000 a month. Well, I kind of paid most of it off before I went into the program. I saved up money and I paid my premiums on everything, made sure all my bills were covered for the next year going in the program. And so it's possible even if you do have responsibilities, if you have bills. I met plenty of 30, 40, 50-year-old men and women in the program that they still had mortgages, car payments, and all sorts of other things they had to do while they were in the program. You know, and all of them were able to set money aside for a few months while they went through the program. When you get to phase 2, you're going to make a little bit of money. When you get to phase 4, you're going to make a pretty normal wage. Okay, you're going to be able to pay your bills. But you need to set aside at least 3 months. But back to the question, his 20-year-old son, who still lives at home, doesn't have any responsibilities or any bills that he has to pay for, what should he do? And I told him, first I asked him, I said, okay, when you first joined, because he didn't go through the program, the father did not go through the program, I said, when you first joined and you were a C-book, did you have to wait around the union hall for jobs? And he said, yeah, sometimes you had to wait around. I said, how often did you have to wait around? He said, sometimes a week, maybe 2 weeks. Because C-books, as I now know, can only take all ports jobs. And if it's an all port job, it means all the union halls can see it. So, which there's always jobs on the board. I always see all port jobs on the board. And just people aren't taking them because the C-books know that, they're waiting around for other job opportunities. But there's always all port jobs that are up there, free to grab. Just, you can't be picky. So, and that's where I asked him, I said, how long would it take? He said maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. And if it's on an all ports, then any C-book in any of the union halls can go up and grab that job. So you could possibly be bidding against other C-book members. Well, that's what happens if you go straight in. You're going to be a C-book, and to be a B-book, you're going to need 90 days. I believe that it's 90 days for 2 consecutive years, which I spoke about this in a previous video on this series. But if you go through the program, you're done within a year, just over a year and a half, but basically you're done in a year, and you're gonna have more certificates than somebody that just joined right away as a C-book. You're gonna have your government vessels, your tanker assists. So right there, you're already more qualified than any C-book entering that just has their basic STCWs. But on top of that, when you get out of the apprenticeship program, you're automatically a B-book. So you have the seniority over that C-book. So like I said, this father asking what route his son should go, I said, okay, if your son doesn't go through the apprenticeship program, maybe he's able to pick up a job right away. If he picks up a job, entry level, maybe what he might make, maybe we'll say 40-45,000 if he works throughout that year and is able to get the jobs. He might make 40-45,000 entry level. But I said, if he goes through the apprenticeship program, in 1 year he'll be able to outbid and take jobs before any other C-book. So yeah, that's kind of how I explained it. I said, like, if I had a son and I put him in the program right now, and you told your son to join the union right now, in 1 year time, my son could be a B-book. He might not have made that 40,000 this past year that your son made, but now going into the second year, he's already a B-book, and he will be able to get the jobs before your son. He will be a step ahead of your son. And so that was kind of the point of that. I have a buddy at home that he asked me, he figured out what I do, and he asked me what I thought he should do, and I told him. I said no, I would not tell my friend specifically to go through the apprenticeship program, because I know of the responsibilities he has, and he would need to pick up a job right away. So to just join the union right away, you might not get those higher paying jobs. You're going to be limited to what you can get. But if you're not picky, you can get your foot right in the door and start sailing. You're not going to make as much money as other senior members, but you're gonna get your foot right in the door. So if you can wait, if you're able to set aside money and go through the apprenticeship program, and it's not, you know, you can make that work, by all means, I believe that is the better option. Because like I said, 2 guys or 2 girls go in at the same time, one goes to apprentice, one doesn't, they both go into the union. The one who goes through the apprenticeship program is going to be a step ahead. They're going to be a whole year ahead of the person that didn't go in. Because that person that didn't go in is going to take them 2 years to get their B book. That person that does go to the apprentice program is going to be in a year, year and a half. They're going to have their B book. They're going to be ahead of that person. So that's what I got for today. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.